Scotland and France in the Six Nations, folks. A little bit of controversy about the way that ended. I feel like Scotland fans are going to be none too happy with the old TMO. France away win, 20 points to 16. We're going to go through some key events and stats. You guys can let us know your thoughts on the Six Nations round 2, game number 1. I got up at 3:15 in the morning to watch this one here in NZ and was not let down by the drama. That's for sure. But like I said, the final call from the TMO on a potential Scottish try, I feel like it's certainly going to be the main talking point. Scotland did have their chances to win the game outside of the final denied try. That is for sure. I mean, they had to deal with a late change with Kyle Staines' wife going into labour. They had to bring in Harry Patterson for his debut at fullback, and he played pretty well. Looked certainly more comfortable than a guy usually does on debut. And Kyle Rowe moved to the right wing. Wingers didn't get that much ball in this game, to be honest. Even if Bielle-Biarrey gets on the wing on the board for France from the wing, like the likes of Duhan van der Merwe and Damien Penaud, maybe a little bit less action than what you're used to seeing. Rory Darge was all action into the side after missing out last week. Wins a turnover within the first couple of minutes. And speaking of all action, the Scots get the first try. Ben White. Nice try, man. And it starts from France not handling high balls. I swear, France are not good at high balls. I've been banging on about this for a long time. France are not good at taking high balls. Just seems to be a thing. Jalibert dropped the box kick from Ben White, which led to Duhan van der Merwe, that man Patterson, Hugh Jones with the final pass, and Ben White 7-0 Scotland. Happy days. What a start. Where Scotland is guilty of, and multiple times in this game, is not handling restarts well. If I can bang on about 2 points for both of these sides, I still think France are not good at high balls, and I contend that Scotland are not great from restart. They concede a penalty. It's Gilchrist offside from the restart, which is an easy 3 for the French to get back. So, yeah, pretty soft, but still in the lead, 7-3. Hugh Jones passes the ball into touch because Duhan van der Merwe's not out there. So that was a little bit of a weird moment from the Scots. And then Fiku goes bloody close from the resulting line-out. So could have been kind of doubling down on errors from the Scots, but Duhan van der Merwe is able to make the final kind of covering tackle. French fans didn't like it, but Nic Berry says it was around the shoulders rather than the neck, so not bad. Ramos drops what? A bloody high ball. Chance for the Scots in the French 22. They get advantage. They go for the penalty into touch. The Scots, they want to go for the jugular. Ashman's come on because Turner's gone off for an HIA. Good throw. Looked like he might have double pumped it, to be honest, but he gets away with it. Phases advantage. This time the penalty is in front, so they opt for the 3. 10 points to 3, Scotland in front. And France's line-out, when they've got them, a wee bit messy. Not looking that clinical. So poor line-out from France leads to another territorial chance for the Scots. That ends up with a penalty conceded. It ends up with Finn Russell making it 13-3. So, yeah, keeping the scoreboard ticking over pretty nicely. And France, attacking-wise, just don't look that sharp. I mean, the try that they get from Bielle-Biarrey at the end is kind of a bit of individual brilliance, but they don't look that sharp. They'll be a little bit concerned with that. Maybe it's just credit to the Scottish defence, but still. Scotland, penalty advantage, conceded from the restart after the 13-3 penalty. The previous restart, which hadn't conceded any points, I think Scotland had to defend about 10 phases because they'd lost the ball again. So, yeah, did they get away with it this time? No, they don't. Fiku scores the try. It essentially goes back to, I think it's Horne winning the penalty from the restart. So, yeah, Scotland, you're kind of frustrating from restart ball. So the Fiku try makes it 13-10, which is kind of a brutal one for the Scots because you feel like they've had the better of the first half. They did tap a kickable penalty, the Scots, on 36 minutes. Maybe trying to kind of exert that dominance they feel like they've had in the first half. And I feel like they've had because 3 points or 6 points maybe feels like it's not enough. They have advantage. Antonio gets yellow carded for a kind of no arms hit at ruck time. So they've got that bit of territorial advantage, which I think came from Bielle-Biarrey knocking on a high ball, which is what I've been banging on about. 5 metre scrum with Antonio off the field. Bielle-Biarrey gets sacrificed so they can bring on another prop. France go offside. Scotland scrum again, and then concede a penalty at scrum time. So as much as that match-defining call at the end is going to go down to it, I feel like Scotland, if I can play a little bit of devil's advocate, conceding the Fiku try was soft, and they didn't get that score that they needed at the end of the first half. Yeah. Doesn't mean I agree with the final call, but you know what I mean. There's other chances that go into the game. So run meters are 192, 188 at halftime. So pretty tight. Kicks from hands 15-14, pretty tight. But Scotland have had 57% possession. They've had 54% territory. And France have conceded 7 penalties to Scotland's 3. So Scotland on the correct side of the penalty count, unlike last week. Second half, wee bit scrappy to start with. I mean, Finn Russell's tripping over the Guinness advertising on the sideline is maybe the highlight of the first 10 minutes. Bielle-Biarrey drops a Patterson kick. That one's not even a high ball. It's just fielding a kick over his head, which he drops. But they don't concede any points from it. And, Antonio comes back on. Yellow card kind of over. So nothing too much doing. Aldrich gets injured. Takes a long stoppage for him to go off. So that's unfortunate news for France. But they bring the subs because France need a bit of kind of boost because the game is just slipping away from them. It looks to be not quite game over, but all but game over when the French knock it on. There's a penalty conceded at scrum time from France. Russell slots the penalty, so it's 16-10. It seems to be like it's just dragging away from the French. There's a lot of kicking which goes on, and you feel like Russell's getting the better of the kicking duels. He's sometimes returning those kicks with interest. He does take a drop goal shot on 62 minutes from a goal line dropout, which is well wide, but just showed, I guess, maybe a bit of the kind of nonchalance with the way the Scots were playing at that point. Because they were bossing the game, why not go for the droppy? The crowd boos as the kicking duel continues. A lot of guys not chasing the kicks that they were putting through. So the guys in the middle of the field literally just kind of left there standing until the referee gives them permission to basically run forwards. But just when it looked like nothing was going to happen and the game was going to peter out, bloody Bielle-Biarrey gets a nice bit of individual brilliance to crack open the Scottish defence, which has looked pretty comfortable, man. It's basically just wide ball. He dinks it over the top. He's got the gas to beat Patterson to the ball because Patterson's come up into the line. And 17-16. Conversion from Ramos puts the French in front. And that changes the dynamic of the game. Now Scotland have got to chase it. Scotland concede a penalty at line-out time. The French crowd, the away fans are absolutely getting involved. It's starting to feel like a home fixture for the French, man, with the old La Marseillaise belting out. Another Scottish penalty conceded. This time it's from a maul inside their own 22. So Ramos slots it 20 points to 16. France are going to win? Maybe. Kyle Rowe goes bloody close, but knocks it on after kind of... putting a hole through that French defence with the high line speed. But then there's the controversy. Because Scotland, from the resulting scrum, are able to get the ball back like a phase or two later with the French in their own 22. 9 phases, and they go over the line. Referee Nic Berry says it looks to him it's been held up. So he goes on-field no try, which is the crucial part. On-field no try. They have a look at every bloody angle, takes them an age, to the point where Nic Berry, I think, has seen it, and he thinks it's a try, because the ball looks to be initially grounded on a boot and then shifts to the side. It looks for all money like it's touched the dirt, well, the grass. Nic Berry says, so you're telling me I need to overturn my on-field decision? And the TMO says, hang on, let me just double check. I cannot say for certain, is his line. And because it's an on-field no try, there's not 100% evidence that it's not a try. So the on-field decision stands and it's no try. It may not have been 100%. I'll give them that. And as I said, the Scots certainly had other chances to win this game, but bloody hell, that's a brutal one. Like, if it's not 100%, that was 90-something% a try. That had to be on the ground. Come on. I don't know. You guys let me know. It felt like a try. I think Nic Berry thought it was a try. It's just the TMO, with the steps they've got to go through, just couldn't say it with 100% clarity. And I get that they're following the guidelines that they get given, but it just seems like one of those ones that doesn't quite feel right. It felt like a try. Run meters 402 to 340. That's in Scotland's favour. Clean breaks 3-2 to Scotland. Defenders beaten 17-16 to France. So a lot of those numbers are very close. Turnovers conceded 14-12, with France having a couple more. They won't be that happy with that. Both sides a little bit too error-prone at times. But France, 156 tackles at 91%. It's pretty efficient. They only conceded the one try. Scotland, 113 tackles at 87%. Not quite as clinical, but also looked pretty comfortable. They got beaten by a pretty good individual try and then a bit of a soft one. Penalties conceded 9-6, with France conceding the 9. Ramos had 103 metres, a clean break, and 5 defenders beaten. Kicked his goals. Cross had 18 out of 20 tackles. Pinot kept pretty quiet, only had 30 metres, no try for him. Van der Merwe also pretty quiet, only 18 metres. For him, it's a very quiet outing. Kyle Rowe had 7 defenders beaten to 42 metres, but largely in that final line break. And Darge had 13 from 14 tackles. Man, Nic Berry and the officiating team is going to get a bit of stick, but I think Nic Berry wanted to overturn it. You guys let me know what you reckon. Scotland, after the fallow week, are home to England, and France will be home to Italy. So Scotland can't make it 2 from 2, but get the losing bonus point, and France keep their campaign alive with an away win over the Scots. You guys let us know your thoughts on the game, and what do you reckon? The Scots robbed at the end. Did they kind of set themselves up for their own demise by not taking their chances earlier in the game? Do you think France still look a little off the pace compared to what we saw from them in previous years? You guys let us know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.